Let's first learn more about Celo. As you mentioned, it's a fully Ethereum virtual machine compatible proof of stake, mobile first, layer one blockchain with a mission to build a financial system that creates the conditions for prosperity for everyone. Umar, what does it mean to be a mobile first blockchain, and why is that important to the design?
Yeah, thanks for the question, John. When it comes to the actual why mobile first and why is this critical to what Celo is trying to do, Celo's design was informed by on-the-ground research that was carried out in emerging markets, notably in Tanzania, whereby they were able to understand that mobile money had done so much for financial inclusion than any other technology single-handedly had. So the team that was designing the protocol at the time discovered that if you wanted to kind of build out the roots for what you need to be a global payments infrastructure, you need to think mobile first, because the mobile phone has done wonders for financial inclusion in Africa and other emerging markets. So the team was able to kind of build Celo as a full stack solution that is fully optimized for the mobile experience. And as that, you'll find that a host of the dApps and applications that are built within the ecosystem are scaled for the mobile device. So everything that we do is mobile first, because we know that's where most of humanity lives. And it only made sense to build something that is for the mobile experience and for the mobile user. So you find that being that Celo is fully optimized for the mobile device, it makes transacting on the blockchain easier for real world users of all different experience levels, from the grandmothers in the village to the university students out in the cities. They can all be able to understand how you can be able to work with the blockchain in a native environment by building it on the mobile phone. So when you look at the current numbers for smartphones on the planet, around 6.4 billion smartphone devices on the planet, compared to say around 5.5 or 5 billion internet users, you find that even the number of smartphones is outstripping the number of internet users, which simply states that if you wanted to really build something that is going to go to the masses, you need to think about the smartphone or even the mobile phone per se, because we have been able to even take Celo to feature phones, whereby people can be able to interact with the blockchain via USSD, that you simply dial the code and be able to kind of access some basic functionality like sending, receiving funds, or even checking account balances on chain. We have some partners in country like Kotani Pay in Kenya and Binuso in Uganda that have been able to build a USSD interface that is able to plug into the blockchain via even a simple feature phone, which is something that is intuitive to the market of Africa, because mobile money has a very similar feel and way. So in as far as we're trying to build for the mobile device as well, Celo has an ultralight client that uses some of the best cutting edge techniques in cryptography to make it easy for these mobile devices to sync with the peer-to-peer network with only a few kilobytes of data. So it's very light, and even if you're in a data constrained environment, you'll be able to sync first time with the state of the chain, and you can be able to you won't really consume a lot of your data, which is big for the emerging markets like Africa and Latam. Then also there's something that is key about Celo that is kind of a unique differentiator. Celo natively maps public keys to phone numbers, and this results in a more user-friendly crypto experience, whereby you can be able to send funds like as easy as sending text messages. So you don't have to know like the ultra long alphanumeric public keys that you're sending funds to. You can simply send the funds like you send the text, and you can be able to have it as intuitive as sending a text, which is something that is also setting us apart in as far as the mission of building something that's going to be used by billions of users across the world goes. Then you also have the native ability to allow for payment of gas fees in ERC20 compatible tokens. So you can be able to hold some of the tokens that we have on Celo is like the Celo dollar, which is pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar, and the Celo euro pegged 1-to-1 to the euro. And you can be able to send funds without having the native asset, which is Celo. Celo is the governance token that we use for vote and also kind of in governance on chain. So you can be able to send Celo dollars from point A to point B without the need for spending gas fees in the native currency. So which is very intuitive, because that's how money is works for the case of emerging markets. When you're sending mobile money, you don't have to have a foreign currency to pay for the fees. You pay for the fees in the currency that you're sending, which makes sense. But you find that that may be lacking in a few protocols because they may need you to hold the native currency to pay for network fees, even if you're sending a different ERC20 compliant token. Then also we've been able to grow from mainnet launch in April 2020. We've been able to grow the dApp ecosystem or the applications that are live on the network today to over 100. And if you go to celohub.com, you can be able to look at the awesome gallery of dApps that have been scaled out there. And you can be able to know that each and every single one of those has been scaled for the mobile experience. And you can be able to even access them on low power devices in bandwidth constraint environments. Then something that is key to exactly what Celo is that we are a carbon negative blockchain platform. And as far as this goes, it ties into the mission of regenerative finance, in that one of the leading, or I would say like the biggest call to action right now is the action against climate change. And as we speak right now, there is the COP27 conference happening in Egypt, Sharm el-Sheikh, right now, that is trying to get some builds from COP26 that happened in Glasgow. We hope that our leaders can be able to do more for the environment, but as we hope, we're also trying to do a bit under the Celo ecosystem, in that being a carbon negative blockchain platform, from day one, the Celo ecosystem has been able to have an on-chain carbon offsetting fund that has been able to offset around 3,500 tons of carbon from the atmosphere to this day, which is us simply playing our part in the global fight against climate change and trying to be actually be good stewards of the environment as it is. So by direct incentive, you can be able to contribute towards the fight against climate change simply by using the Celo ecosystem. If you send a Celo dollar, if you convert Celo dollars to Celo euros, if you take part in on-chain governance, you can rest assured that all your carbon emissions or your carbon footprint from that particular transaction has been offset, and you can be able to rest assured that you're not polluting the environment. Actually, you're offsetting more than you have actually emit, because it's a carbon negative chain and it's not carbon neutral. So yeah, that's what we've been doing in a nutshell.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like and subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with us. We also produce a weekly newspaper packed with the latest Web3 news from emerging markets. The link to get access is in the description below. And if you really like the video, share it with your friends and leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for supporting the channel.